Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This presentation is about preparation of research poster. Sections of research posters are here. Number one, title of research. Number two, names of authors. Then affiliations of authors. Then four, abstract and introduction, materials and methods, also called experimental. The section 7 would be results. 8 would be about discussion. 9 section would be about conclusion, and then acknowledgement and references. Now, how we have to write the title of our research. So this title should be concise statement as possible in single and definite sentence. Title must be comprehensible even to people who are not experts in your field, interesting and predictive of the content of the research work, having keywords making it easier to locate during search. There should describe topic, method, sample, result of studies. Use the following formula for writing a good title. First of all, mention your results, then mention your method of the topic of the study, and then mention the sample you have studied. For example, this is one title of the research and can be described as defluoridation of drinking water with the help of adsorption using readily available fine cone biomass. So you can see this is the result, defluoridation of the drinking water, and this is the method that we are doing this with the help of the adsorption, and this is the sample which has been tested for the adsorption, that is pine cone biomass. Similarly, you can see one of another title, meditation makes nurses perform better, a qualitative study of meditation among German nurses. So this is the result of the study, and this is the method of the study, and this yellow line is showing the samples of the study. Now, when we're writing the title for the research, we should not write the following things. For example, dashes to separate the parts, but hyphen can be used to link the words. Similarly, chemical formula like H2O, CH4, CO2 can't be used in the title. Instead, we have to use water for H2O. We have to use methane, that is METHAN, methane, for CH4. And you have not to use the Roman numbers like this. And it is not good to write the slangs or the jargons in the title. For example, you can see this is the slang pool, which means good, but this is the slang. It should not be used in the title. Similarly, the jargons should not be used in the titles your research. For example, low-hanging fruits is actually the jargon, and it's meant easiest problem to fix. So do not use semicolon, abbreviations, except very common like RNA, DNA, etc. Do not use the symbols like calcium, Ca, for sodium, Na, for lead, Pb. Instead, you have to write calcium for Ca. So numerical exponents is also not allowed in the titles like this, 10 raised to power minus 2, like the units here, kilometer per hour. So similarly, italics only can be used for the species, for the names of the organisms, but not allowed in the title. Similarly, short scientific names like coli is not allowed to write in the title, but you have to write Escherichia coli, Escherichia coli. For that one, this is the full name of Escherichia coli, and you have to write this full name in italic. Your title should not be more or less than 13 words or characters. Now, after title, we have to go to the lines of the author. So, period number 1 would be the name of the principal author, and then priority 2, 3, 4 would be the names of the co-authors. Now, do not write academics title like Doctor, Professor, Engineer, Barit Law, Alama, Alim, Fazil, Qari, Mufti as prefix or suffix with names of the authors. Now, this is an example for title, author line, and affiliation. You can see here, this is the title, DNA Comet Assay for screening of unirradiated and irradiated samples of the some spices and meat. This is the line for the author, you can see here. And these two lines, they are for affiliation. Here are the names of the institution to which the author belongs and where the research work has been taken. This is another example showing your title here, the fluoridation of drinking water through adsorption using pine cone biomass. This is the line of the author, and these two lines are related to the affiliation of the authors. How to write an abstract for your poster or for your research report or publication. So limit your abstract up to 150 or 200 or 250 words only. Mention about the background and introduce your research strictly related to your topic. Shortly write about methods, results, and discussion on results. Lastly, conclude your findings, mentioning their significance and importance. Here you can see an example of the abstract here, how we have to write an abstract. You can read this abstract. Removal of excess fluoride from drinking water is essential due to the health issues, and so on. You can read up to here that how this abstract has been written. Similarly, you can see this is another example here for the abstract. This yellow highlight describing about the background and introduction, and this highlight from here to here, you can see this is about the experimental, and this green highlight from here to here is about the results, and this yellow highlights from here to here is about the conclusion. So you can find the introduction or background here. You have to mention here the experimentals. You have mentioned about the material and methods or the experimental shortly, and then you have to mention here about the conclusion of your findings. So an abstract should contain not less than these sections, like here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So for a good abstract, you have to mention 1, 2 sentence about introduction, then shortly about the experimental, then shortly about your results, and then conclusion. This is another example for writing an abstract. And for example, you can write the introduction with heading and the principle and the experimental and then results and conclusion. This is the example of graphical abstract. So in your poster, you can insert the graphical abstract. You can see here the plant material crushed and then mixed to the silver salt to get the nanoparticles, and then bioactivity was to be noted, as you can see here, this side, and this side, anti-cancer, antibacterial, antiviral. So this is the procedure for preparing AGNPs, silver nanoparticles, and then their characterization, and then their bioactivity. This is another example here. You can see the preparation of nanoparticles of the silver, and then the characterization. You can see here, this is the characterization, then their activities, antibacterial activity, or any other type of the bioactivity. So this is the graphical abstract. You can also write a graphical abstract in your poster, and it is a more attractive and more predictive for the audience and for fetching their site to study. Writing an introduction for your poster. Shortly introduce your research work by mentioning its background. Shortly mention the findings of the relevant work of about 3 to 5 researchers and cite them in the text. Be relevant and only mention the work of those whose work strictly relate or nearly relate to your work. At the end, write about findings of your own work and close your introduction. Now, the experimental, also called materials and method, simply write about materials which you used in experimental work in labs, and these may be chemicals and they're made, instruments and they're made, glassware, equipments, sporting tools, etc., etc. Software, if applicable, method of your experiment, giving the reference of your method you are using for your research. Example of writing about materials. So, pine cones collected from forest and Goliath areas, Spardanus dye from Merck, UV visible spectrophotometer and accessory pH meter, maybe made in China, made in Germany. You can write here. This is the chemical sodium fluoride from the Merck, zirconyl chloride octahydrate from the Merck, glassware and other equipments, shaker, magnetic stirrer, UV light, and so many other equipments you are using. You can write here. This would cover the materials of your experiment. Now, this is an example of writing a method, how you can write a method for your poster. For example, you can see here 20 fish was acclimatized for a week by keeping them in aerated aquaria filled of dechlorinated water at room temperature. 4 solutions of glyphosates 0248 ppm. You can symbolize as E0, E1, E2, E3, prepared for exposing fish for 96 hours. After this, fish were anesthetized in clove oil and 2 ml of blood collected from caudal vein and transferred to EDTA tubes. For hematology, hemoreader HRG 6300D was used. In all four fish groups, hematological and biochemical parameters tested. The effects were noted then. Here, after this, after the experiments, you have to represent or mention your results, and the results can be mentioned in form of the tables and the spreadsheets, in form of the plots, in form of the graphs. You can show your results in the poster, in form of charts and photographs. Also, you can use the formulae if you are using the formulas for your research work. This is an example of the spreadsheet. You can see here, the spreadsheet would be like this, or this may be like the table. You can see here, this is the example to familiarize you about the spreadsheet. Now, these are the pictures from your results. You can paste here in the poster. This is an example of the pictures of your results. Similarly, this is called the plot. Plot always have two axes, y-axis, and this is the x-axis. You have to write absorbance, for example, on this side, and you have to write the concentration of the total protein in microgram per ml. And you will get the plot here. So regression equation would be there. So this is the example of the plot. And this would be present in the results section. Now, after results, you have to write about the discussion. Now, how you have to write the discussion, discuss your results and finding with reference to previous established works by other researchers. Discuss about innovation or the improvement you found out. Discuss the significance and importance of your work. Discuss about the possible application of your research work. Discuss about the economic importance of your research work. Discuss about the worth of your work in future. So you have to discuss after the result these type of the things, your findings, the improvements you have got in your research, what you have innovated, and what is the importance of your research, what are the applications, what is the economic importance of your research, and worth of your research work. Now you have to write the conclusion. In the conclusion section, conclude your findings in brief. You have to write the shortly, strict or adhere to your own work, and state about your findings directly. Never write relative findings of other researchers from the literature. Do not write about related assumptions matching to your findings. Avoid any kind of exaggeration in your finding. Then you have to acknowledge by names. Write the names of the people who provided you the technical assistance during lab work or your related task of research. Write the name of the institution of the laboratories in which you did your work, and also write about the funding agency or funding body by name, if any. Now, example of acknowledgement you can see here. I am grateful to Dr. Delancey and Mr. Connor of Max Rubner Institute, Karlsruhe, Germany, for providing technical assistance and access to lab facilities to complete this research work. I, Mr. Ashfaq Khan, is also grateful to Ministry of Science and Technology, Pakistan, for grant of science and technology scholarship. So this is an example of the acknowledgement. You can write the acknowledgement of your research work in your poster or anywhere in your publication, etc., like this. Now, at the end, you have to write the references or bibliography. At the end, write the references where you cited in introduction, method, discussion. So only write those references at the end which you have cited in your sections like introduction, like method, like discussion. When citing for one or two authors, write their names, the year of publishing in parentheses, but for more than two authors, write the names of principal author, adding et al. And then year. For example, you can see here Khan HM and Khan A 2003, Dylan CH et al. 2006. Then writing in alphabetical order is famous for informative type of the references. So you have to write in alphabetical order. We'll see at the end. Reference must have names of author, year of publishing, title of research, name of journal, volume of journal, issue of journal, pages from to. Examples of the references are here. You can see here the names of the author, the year of publishing, the title of the research here, from here to here. This is the name of the journal in which this research has been published. This is the volume, this is the issue, and this is the page number from where this research is mentioned, is written in the journal at 493. Similarly, you can see here the authors, then year of publishing. This is the title of the research up to here, and then name of the journal. This is the volume of the journal. This is the issue. This is about the pages 65 to 68. Now, all you have to prepare the poster and you have to insert your sections into the template of the poster. So the poster templates may be horizontal or vertical, depending upon the requirement of the conference, having the different sizes. For example, the usual sizes are 3 to 5, 3 to 4, 2.5 to 4 feet. Font in the text should not be less than 24 and larger can be used. Different sizes of font can be used for titles and headings. Usual fonts are Calibri, Times New Roman, Arial, or any font which is legible. Write your text in words or PowerPoint and then copy to paste at different sections in the poster template. The poster template should be in the PowerPoint file where you can paste and save and edit. So one slide in 24 font size would be sufficient for your poster. Various color schemes can be used for different sections to prepare a good poster, an attractive poster. After completion, save the file of your poster as PDF for print. Now this is poster template. You can see here, this poster template is in PowerPoint file And you can use this section, this abstract section. This is the section for introduction. This is section for experimental. You can see here, this whole section is for results. This is for discussion. This is for conclusion. And this section is for references. So this is the horizontal template for the poster. You can achieve the different sizes of the width and the length here. So you can paste your title here, the names of the authors here, and the affiliation there. Your own abstract you can paste here. Similarly, your own introduction you can paste here, and your own results you can paste here. Your own references you can paste here in this PPT poster template. This is another example of the PPT poster template. This is another design you can see here. For example, you have to write here the title, you have to write here the name of the authors, and then here the affiliation. And this is for introduction, this is for methodology, this is for the results and conclusion, and this is for the literature. Citation mean the references. This section is for acknowledgement and any other information you can write here. So this is another different type of the posters, which seems to be the horizontal. This is another example. You can write here the title, the name of the author or names of the authors, principal author with the co-authors, and the affiliations are their belongings to their institution. And similarly, you can put the introduction here, materials and method here, your results here, your conclusion, literature citation, mean, the references, then acknowledgement, or any further information you can write here. So this is a template, PPT template. Here you can paste your results, you can paste your introduction after writing in PowerPoint or writing in the words. So this is an example of a poster which has been prepared for the presentation in the conference. You can see here. So this is an example. You can see many more examples about the poster preparations and so on.